Well, hey, it's 9:11 p.m. here in the mid-Michigan frigid winter time on the 22nd of February. You're on the 23rd where you're at. For
Yeah,
me, it's
3:11.
post-dinner. For you, it's post-lunch.
Post dinner, pre dinner, pre dinner.
You're pre-dinner.
It's
I'm
3:11.
post-dinner. I'm like close to closing my peepers time usually, but hey, it's the weekend. It's
Oh,
not a school night, so to speak.
no, well,
So,
my time is like, I'll do this and then I got to go out and mow the lawn. If it doesn't rain.
oh, I got to do this and go out and shovel snow.
Oh, geez, no, no.
Oh
I, I,
yeah,
pre- I prefer I prefer the zone at the moment. Well,
yeah. I can't say that I blame
Even with
you.
the Chinese just parked out the back there going, "Hey, we're listening in on you, but that's all right. We're in international waters, and you still believe in our boom boom sticks." Yeah, sorry, I don't know where that came from.
I do. It comes from a
Uh,
previous discussion, if you want to call it that. But
uh,
yeah, I mean, we're just gonna kind of wing it. We've been kind of all over the place on this, that, and the other, and yeah,
yeah,
I
I
think
love
when
your
we talked,
robot
we had
arm.
something scheduled earlier in the month, though. We were going to talk
Okay.
about it, and I had it on here for. I got really sick.
Oh, that's right.
Weather,
Yes, you did. You did.
yeah, weather warfare. I had something going on that Friday and Saturday with you, and even on the 14th, I was still in rough shape, and I'm not at 100%, but at least I feel a little bit closer to 90% at this point.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
you're looking better than you did,
okay.
right?
I don't
So,
know what that means,
oh well, when
but
you were
my
sick, you
sound is
look like
fixed.
shit. Okay. Yeah.
My sound is better. I mean, yow.
Yes. Oh, wow, I can hear it. Well done. Well done.
So yeah, well done you. That's all on you at this point. But yeah, yeah. I think one of the things though that we originally were going to talk about was the weather warfare, and since we talked, they've had all this flooding in
Yeah.
Detroit, and I mean we're talking halfway up the sides of cars, and
Yeah,
I'm
I saw
thinking,
that.
where did that come from? And why Detroit? Because it's economically, it's not the best place to be. There is a lot of struggling people in that area. So I kind of wonder what is it that's there
It's
that
hurting. It's hurting. If you
that's
look
with
at
a
the
D, not with a T.
yes, yeah, that's right. Herd. Yeah, that's right. If you, I mean, as we were talking earlier, if you look at the Art of War and you really go into it, I mean, I love that book. I thought it was something else until someone told me that what it was actually about. So I got a different perspective, and then I saw what it was about. Now we're living it, and by seeing it, it's like the Art of War. Nothing is fair. Okay, nothing is fair. And they'll sneak in. I'm looking at the warfare that they use. They round people up into different locations. You know they give them the little tidbits like come to the smart city and we'll give you everything. I mean, first of all, we'll find you off the street and say, look, we can provide this for you. Now you have the opportunity to take it and be part of this experiment, or we'll find you some other resource. You know what I'm talking about. And I've seen it. You watch long enough and you see just different locations of people going missing, the types of people that go missing, the freak accidents that go on. I mean, this is all part of the so-called weather warfare.
And
It's
people are
out
just
there.
dropping too. People are just
Yeah, yeah,
boom, gone,
yeah.
irrespective of their age.
Yeah, yeah. And all the different symptoms that are showing up now. I mean, they were there a couple of years ago, but they didn't show up because they had to turn the G's up. And when the G's was turned up, then the symptoms really started to, yeah. So I'm seeing a lot of freak accidents, people just suddenly switching off and not being there anymore. When I go into town now, I'm very cautious of how I drive and how others are driving around me. So I can
Yeah,
easily drive off the road and down a bank, not a problem. But it's about if someone's coming at me, what are the moves I'm going to do because it is slowly turning into a Mad Max scenario. It really is, whether we like it or not. We've got intimidation is intimidation. You come into somebody's space with no warning or whatsoever, there's no respect there. And it also shows the character of those that are meant to be protecting those waters, that space area. And if this goes on down here, I expect this to be going on in many different spaces that are out there that we occupy. So when it comes down to the weather warfare, we know with a clap, we can feel the change in the wind on our face.
Yep.
So when you've got those massive frequencies on these ships between land masses, and they're doing echo finding, and they're doing all these other sonic tests that nobody's hearing about.
Right.
What is the fallout of that going to be? Not just the physical, but also the mental, also the environmental. Because the environmental affects us first. We feel the frequency. We feel the oh shit, we've just been attacked over here. We feel it eventually. So I'm looking at. I mean, every country is under some sort of warfare at the moment, whether it's through their government, through famine, through everything is being reconstructed so that we all get to the same point and go, okay, we need some help, and then the savior comes along, and the savior just happens to be on the same team as those creating the problem in the first
Right.
place.
Create the problem so you can profit from the solution. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
But I mean, even looking back at the Carolinas and the flooding that went on there, and all those people are kind of still struggling, to say the least. And they were, it was somebody had said to me that they were a prepper, and I said, well, I hate to tell you this, but there were some preppers up in those hills, and they have nothing.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
that prepping in the world did not do them any good. They
Yeah.
are without all their prep and their shelter.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that I say. I don't look at myself as a prepper per se, but it's a label that people will be able to relate to with what I do. But for me right now, I'm downscaled.